Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And today we're doing another Between Two Shoes. Super trainers. That's a category that we've been into.
Super into.
What would you say makes up a super trainer?
I would say that it's typically a fancy foam like a PIBA partnered with some sort of plate, whether that's Pebax or carbon or another form of plastic I don't even know about.
Like when I talk about a super trainer, it's when they use a shoe that's not a race day shoe, but they use the ingredients from a race day shoe to make the daily experience a little more fun and somewhat of a tempo shoe.
It's like a race day shoe that's more durable, so it's got a more structured upper, maybe some more rubber underfoot, but it still has some of those components of the fastness.
So let's get into it. Today we're talking about the Puma Deviate Nitro 2
and the Hoka Mach X.
What do we got in the Hoka Mach X?
So the Hoka Mach X is a new release, fairly recent, just came out. It comes with a layer of the PIBA foam, a layer of the EVA foam, and then in between it is a Pebax plate. When
you say a layer of the PIBA foam, it's the same foam that they're using in the Rocket X2. It's a fast, nice, responsive foam, and they're mixing it in here with what? Just a typical EVA to give you that kind of like stable feel?
Yeah, so you get this layer of PIBA right under the foot, which is nice because you get that soft bounce and squish, and then a little bit more structure and durability with this other foam beneath it.
Now that's got a jacquard upper.
It does.
I noticed that when you were holding it.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about a shoe here, the Puma Deviate Nitro, which I think is, I know it's not a jacquard upper, but it's similar to it. It's breathable, it feels nice, it's a traditional feel, it's got a well padded collar and heel counter like the Mach X. This one has the Nitro Elite foam, which I don't believe is not a PIBA foam, it's just a nitrogen infused foam, and then has another layer of denser foam here, which is a regular nitro, so Nitro Elite and regular nitro, and in between that is a typical carbon infused plate.
What's a typical carbon infused plate?
You know, it's not quite the carbon plate, which is full carbon. It's mixed with something. So it could be mixed with a Pebax or TPU, and they put in carbon in there to give it that strength and rigidity. So it's not like your premium plate, it's the step down plate.
But you basically got a very similar setup underfoot here where you've got the premium foam, a plate, and then some traditional foam beneath that.
And the traditional foam kind of gives it that more stable feel in the heel on this one. This one is throughout the shoe.
And then of course you have a pretty well structured upper. Thomas was mentioning it's jacquard over here and some sort of mesh over there.
Yeah, engineered mesh over here that looks like a jacquard. This one's got the Puma grip rubber, which we love on it. This one at $160 to me is almost like a bargain shoe. I know that doesn't sound like a bargain when you're talking about the price, but you really get a lot of shoe out of this. I think some people could use this for just about everything, and it just feels good underfoot. It's one of those shoes you put on that has that squish and the bounce and the responsiveness. It's just a fun shoe to run in.
Slightly higher price point for the Hoka is coming in at $180, but still you're getting some of these premium qualities in here, so I think that's a price point that seems reasonable. And again, this one's real versatile, so just like the Puma, you can do your easy runs in this, you can pick up the pace because it's got that Pebax plate in here, and you can pretty much do all your runs in this.
All right, Meg, do you have the weights for these shoes?
Yeah, so they're pretty much exactly the same. My women's 7.5 came in at 7.9 ounces for the Hoka, 7.8 ounces for the Puma.
But I like running in both these shoes. I really do. Do you have a preference?
I think I have a slight preference. It might also be a little bit of recency bias here, but the Hoka Mach X is really stable. It's got this really nice wide platform. I feel like you can kind of do everything in it. It's a little bit more accommodating of my wide foot than the Puma is a little bit. I've just been enjoying a lot of the miles in this shoe, so I'm going with the Hoka Mach X.
I like the Mach X, but I still feel like for the price and what you get from this shoe, I think it's probably one of the best shoes out there. It's in the top 10 for me on daily trainers. I'm gonna go with the Puma Deviate 2.
All right, so we do not agree on this between two shoes, but
I will say that you can't go wrong. Both these shoes are great. I think that some of our reviewers got a little confused on what this shoe was for. They thought it was gonna be like a race day shoe for the 10K, 5K, maybe lower, or maybe something like that. I do think some people will like to race in this shoe, but I think if you're gonna go with that, you're gonna stick with the Rocket X2 or the Cielo Road. I don't think this is my pick for a race day. This is more for daily miles with that nice feeling underfoot with this foam, and it just feels good, stable. I love the upper. It's a really tight pick, but I think if you're gonna stay on a budget, you get just the same kind of ride from this, and it feels good, and it's gonna last. So that's why I'm picking this guy.
That's between two shoes.
Anything else you wanna say?
Nope.
That's it.